I love this name. Dude, it reminds me so much of the old Xbox names. Xbox 360 live days. Someone's gamer tag would be XXX Dragon Sniper XXX. All right. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures we control. That's 5. We get to draw 5 cards. I can dig it. I can absolutely dig it. Nice little draw 5. You love to see it. And then might as well get a Dragon Sniper down. Opponent does have some black in his color identity, so there could be a mass board wipe. It could be a deadly cover-up, which would be really unfortunate, but I think we'll be okay, and I think we'll get the Hunter's Talent down. Opponent's really just trying to do the food token challenge. All right, opponent. Bristly build to gain 2 life, but then we have a land hitting the battlefield. Opponent gains 2 more life from Suki. That's fine. We'll go with Ba Sing Se. We'll put a counter on the Dragon Sniper. I will go ahead and Earthbend, because now Toph will get some extra power. We'll go ahead and play Innkeeper's Talent, and we'll just level it up once. Oh no, why did it tap that land? Oh, because we need green. Yikes, that's my bad, but I mean, we have more than 11 damage coming at the opponent. He is gaining 2 life, so he's going up to 6 plus 3. He is gaining 2, so he's going up to 13, but we got him, because that's 13 damage right there with the Dragon Sniper on top. Guys, has there ever been a better time in all of my videos than this time right now? Dude, keep your backhand strong. Bahap, get this trash out of my face. GG. Hey there, neighbor, and today I'm taking you guys to Earth Rumble 6. We're looking at the Boulder, who is ready to rumble for 4 mana. We get a 4 power, 4 toughness creature, and whenever the Boulder attacks, you get to Earthbend X, where X is the number of creatures we control with power 4 or greater. We can see the quote on the Boulder card. It says, "The Boulder is going to win this in a landslide." And honestly, I think Wizards of the Coast did our boy the Boulder dirty. Look at the crowd in the background there. It's looking kind of light, which of course would never happen. Whenever the Boulder's in the arena, he sells out the crowd, guys, and they get raucous. He creates a Raucous Audience, which is another card we have, 2 mana. We get a 2 power, 1 toughness creature. It's kind of like a mana dork because you can tap him to add 1 green mana. But if we control a creature with power 4 or greater, we get to add 2 mana instead. And we can see the quote on this card. It says, "I think the Boulder is going to win back the belt at Earth Rumble 6. But yeah, who else do we have in the arena? Of course, we need to go with Toph, the Blind Bandit, for 3 mana. You get a 3 toughness creature. And Toph's, when she enters, she gets to Earthbend 2, and her power is equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on lands that we control. So we're going with a +1/+1 counter type of deck. So we need ways to put some counters on our lands, which we already saw the Boulder can do that whenever he attacks. Earthbend X. Another creature or another player who's entering the arena is the Earth King. For 4 mana, we get a 2 power, 2 toughness creature. But when he enters, he creates a 4/4 green bear creature token. And I think we should maybe put an asterisk next to that bear token. It should be Bosco the bear, of course. If you know, you know. But yeah, we get to create a 4/4 bear token. And whenever 1 or more of our creatures attacks with power 4 or greater, we get to search for that many basic lands and put them on the battlefield. So another way to ramp a little tiny bit as well. Another challenger we have entering the arena is Suki, the Kyoshi warrior, for 4 mana. We get a 4 toughness creature, and Suki's power is equal to the total number of creatures that we control. So a little tiny bit like Adeline, if you guys know that card. I don't think Suki's quite as good, but whenever she attacks, she creates a 1/1 ally creature token that's tapped and attacking. And of course, we can pump her power up as well whenever we Earthbend a land, because that does count as a new creature. So hopefully Suki can be at least power 4 or greater, so we can, get the ability of the Boulder ready to rumble, the Earth King whenever we attack with a creature with power 4 or greater, and the Audience to help tap for a little bit of extra mana as well. And then another player we have entering the battlefield is Bristly Bill, the Spine Sower. Landfall trigger ability with this guy. You guys probably know this card. For 2 mana, you get a 2/2, and whenever a land enters the battlefield, you can put a +1/+1 counter on any creature we control. We have the Dragon Sniper for 1 mana. We get a 1/1 Vigilance Reach Death Touching creature. This is a really nice early game creature to get down, just to maybe thwart any big creatures that our opponent might have. Of course, we're going with Llanowar Elf, playing a green deck. You probably want this guy, just such a good 1-drop, can tap him to add mana for a little bit of ramp as well. And then I guess the hardest hitting challenger we have, it might be cheating a little bit, but it is the Legend of Kyoshi. Doesn't start out as a creature, starts out as an enchantment saga. Chapter 1 says draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures we control. So hopefully by the time we play Kyoshi, we have at least, Suki or the Earth King, who creates Bosco the Bear, or the Boulder with power 4 or greater. So then we'll draw at least 4 cards. Hopefully it can be a little bit more than that, but still 6 mana, draw 4. That's decent. And then chapter 2 says Earthbend X, where X is the number of cards in our hand. So that could be a nice way to create a pretty big creature. Of course, it's a land that we get to animate. And then, of course, on the third and final chapter, you exile this saga and you return it to the battlefield flipped, where we get Avatar Kyoshi. And her text says lands we control have trample and hexproof, and we can tap Kyoshi to add X mana of any color, where X is the greatest power among creatures we control, and she is naturally a 5 power, 4 toughness creature herself as well. Since we're looking to try and get some counters on our lands and try and earthbend a little bit as well, we're going with Earthbender's Ascension for 3 mana. This enchantment enters, we get to earthbend 2, so transform a land into a 2 power, 2 toughness creature, and we get to search for a basic land. And then whenever a land enters the battlefield, we get to put a quest counter on Earthbender's Ascension, and then if there are 4 or more quest counters, then whenever a land enters, we get to put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. So a little bit like the ability from Bristly Bill. But then what's nice, on top of that, that creature gains trample until the end of the turn. So that's really nice. And then another way to add some counters to our creatures is with Innkeeper's Talent. For 2 mana, we get this enchantment down. And at the beginning of combat, you can put a +1/+1 counter on any creature we control. We can level it up for 1 green mana. Level 2 says creatures with +1/+1 counters have ward 1. And then for 4 mana, we can level it up all the way to chapter 3. Where if we put 1 or more counters on a creature, we get to put twice that many counters instead, which is really nice. And guys, since we are in Earth Rumble 6, it's all about a fighting deck. We need to go with Hunter's Talent as well. When this enchantment comes down, we can have a creature we control fight another creature that the opponent controls. So a little tiny bit of removal right there. And then we can level it up to level 2, which says whenever we attack attacking creatures, so that's all creatures attacking, get an additional +1/+0, and they also gain trample until the end of the turn. And then finally, the level 3 for 4 mana to level it up all the way. At the beginning of our end step, if we control a creature with power 4 or greater, we get to draw a card, which again, with Bristly Bill, hopefully putting some counters on our creatures. Earthbender's Ascension, when eventually we get the 4 quest counters on there. Toph can hopefully get her up to power 4. Boulder, of course, is 4 power. Earth King, he creates the bear that's 4 power. Suki can hopefully be up to 4 power as well. And if we do flip to Avatar Kyoshi, then we will have a creature with power 4 or greater as well. And since we are playing a mono green deck, you could go with just nothing but basic forest cards. But I've actually really been liking Ba Sing Se. You can, for 3 mana, Earthbend 2. So that's a way to get a land into a creature with 2 counters on it. Would, of course, pump Toph up as well. Cavern of Souls. We're actually playing with a lot of humans. Dragon Sniper is a human. The Raucous Audience is a human. Bristly Bill isn't a human. But Toph is a human. Suki, human. Earth King is a human. The Boulder is a human. And, Legend of Kyoshi, that's an enchantment. So, honestly, Cavern of Souls could be pretty nice just to make a lot of our creatures uncounterable. Since we are going with Earthbender's Ascension and Bristly Bill, you do maybe want a few of the crack lands. So I went with 4 Fabled Passage, And since we are attending Earth Rumble 6, you need to go with the Rumble Arena as well. So that's the deck for you guys. Let's just jump into the arena, see how the deck does. All right, guys, opponent gets to go first. Unfortunate, but I think we can keep this hand. Opponent looking to be probably the Badger Mole Cub, I would imagine. We'll go ahead and get Toph down. I'll go ahead and get Toph down. No, never mind. Opponent has a kill spell. So we'll go ahead and name human with this one. Oh my gosh. Human. And then we'll get down the Raucous Audience. And maybe we go with the Rumble Arena just to get our scry on. Opponent's looking to do the Christmas challenge. Ooh, finally there is Legend of Kyoshi. That's pretty cool. Suki is also actually pretty nice. Yeah, because here comes Toph. Get to promote the Forest. Oh, and then this guy can actually tap to add 1 mana. Let's go. Got the Dragon Sniper. And then no creature with power 4. Suki will have 4, but it's not enough. It's not enough. Opponent missed a land drop. That you love to see. We can go with the Kyoshi Warriors. And then we can attack with the Dragon Sniper. I love this name. Dude, it reminds me so much of the old Xbox names. Xbox 360 live days. Someone's gamer tag would be XXX Dragon Sniper XXX. All right. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures we control. That's 5. We get to draw 5 cards. I can dig it. I can absolutely dig it. Nice little draw 5. You love to see it. And then might as well get a Dragon Sniper down. Opponent does have some black in his color identity, so there could be a mass board wipe. It could be a deadly cover-up, which would be really unfortunate, but I think we'll be okay, and I think we'll get the Hunter's Talent down. Opponent's really just trying to do the food token challenge. Sacrifice a food, put a +1. Sacrifice a food, draw a card. I think we'll look to get rid of this creature. Yeah, that one just creates the food token. Don't care about that. And then we can get down both of these talents next turn. So our creatures will get trample and some nice little +1 counters. I can dig it. We also get to Earthbend X for 5, I believe. Or do we get to draw a card first? 2, 4. I hope we get to draw a card first. All right, opponent, what are you doing? You're pumping both those creatures up. That's fine. Yeah, we do get to draw first, which I like. And then we go to the main, which has this land. This land has Vigilance, so we'll promote that land for sure. And then, do we get down the Earth King? No, I think we get down both of our talents, right? Here comes the Hunter's Talent. Deals damage equal to its power. So look at this 1 power creature. I'm going to go ahead and blast a 4 toughness creature, and it comes out on top. That's just how good the Dragon Sniper is. And we'll go with the Innkeeper's Talent. Crack this land. Crack this land. Find a forest. And then I would like to level this one up. And we can level this one up as well. Put a +1 on Suki. Yeah, because her power. She'll be at 5 toughness right now, so we can attack with these 4 creatures. We'll give Suki trample. That's some nice trample damage going through. Create the ally token, so Suki's toughness goes up as well. Opponent chooses to block the land. Opponent's down to 8, so we got him next turn. Don't think there is a 4 mana board wipe in the colors of green and black. So yeah, there I think we saw our deck come together. Finally found Avatar Kyoshi, and yeah, nice little draw 5 for a reload. Delicious, nutritious, even though this opponent is gaining some life. I kind of liked our play lines better. And yeah, I mean, opponent is just dead on board. So GG. Let's go to Earth Rumble 6, and it looks like Avatar Kyoshi takes the victory. Even though Suki doing quite a bit of damage as well, 10 power, 5 toughness, I can get behind it. And I mean, these little dragon snipers, they might be the underdog in this story. Also had Toph on there as well. The only guy we're missing is the Boulder, but we had him in our hand. So yeah, the whole crew showed up today. GG. All right, guys, we get to go first, and I think we can keep this. Definitely get down the little elf on turn 1. Opponent with a mountain on turn 1 into the firebending lesson, so it looks to be the Is It lesson deck. We're drawing all of our Cavern of Souls. We'll go ahead and name human with this one. And then I guess we look to get down the Boulder, and then Suki on turn 4, and then turn 5. Of course, we might draw something else along the way. Yeah, so it is the Is It lesson deck. Earthbender's Ascension is a really nice draw. I guess with this one we could go ahead and name Druid. Then I think basically every single creature card in our deck is uncounterable. We'll go ahead and animate Cavern of Souls and find a land. Put a quest counter, and then go ahead and attack with the Dragon Sniper. Opponent might have a kill spell. Ooh, opponent's playing some black spells as well. Spirit Oasis, so looking to be playing with some of the shrines. Crackland is actually really nice, so that counts as a double counter on Earthbender's Ascension. And we'll definitely go ahead and crack this land right away. Pull out a forest, and then we can play the Boulder. And then we can punch in with these two. And then next turn we have Cavern of Souls entering. That will be 4 quest counters on Earthbender's Ascension. So then we'll start to be able to put some +1 counters on some of the creatures. Opponent goes with Firebending Lesson. And he goes with the Northern Air Temple. Going to drain us out for 2, and he does get to draw a card. He does gain some life from that. Ooh, the talent is also really nice. Again, we'll go ahead and name human. I think we put a counter on the Boulder. Opponent could definitely have a deal 4 damage. He does. It's Combustion Technique, man. Such a busted card. All right, well, we can still get down Suki, uncounterable, and then we have enough to go with Innkeeper's Talent. And for sure, we'll put a counter on Suki. Now, the Combustion Technique is dealing 5 damage. I think we're going to go ahead and level this one up right away. So now our creatures at least have ward 1, and we'll go ahead and attack with Suki. Do get to create the token, which does pump her up by 1 as well. So we do have lethal on board. Opponent Combustion Technique cannot deal ward 7. Oh, an opponent has Doppelgang, but you actually can't cast it. So we won the game. Let's absolutely go. Have Basing Say entering. We'll go ahead and put a counter on the Dragon Sniper, and then I think just attack all out. Opponent is tapped out. Chamil, you can cast a spell with a mana value 5 or less, but even if he did hit a Combustion Technique, you still have to pay for the ward 1. So even if you can play a spell for free, if you want to target any of our creatures, well, you're all tapped out. So yeah, looks like Suki got it done this game. So GG. All right, guys, opponent gets to go first. I think we can try this hand out. Ooh, we even found the Dragon Sniper on turn 1, so this hand actually got a lot better. Hopefully the opponent plays a creature. Oh, Cheering Crowd, I love this creature. Do I want some extra mana? I definitely want some extra mana. And you know what we're going to do with that mana? We're going to play Hunter's Talent, and we have 1 mana left over. Not that we can do anything with that 1 mana, but yeah. Cheering Crowd. Really fun card. Really, really fun card right there. Opponent has the Leyline Weaver. Did find a Cavern of Souls, which I really like because Well, again, we'll have 3 mana. Do we go with Toph, or do we go with the Innkeeper's Talent and level it up? I think we go with the Innkeeper's Talent and level it up. Well, the audience also can add some mana, but next turn we have Suki coming down. So then actually I think we go with Toph. We go with Toph. Toph is a creature. Promote Cavern of Souls. We'll attack with the Dragon Sniper. And then next turn when we get Suki down, she will be 4 toughness. This is equal to the number of creatures we control. She counts as a creature, of course. Charming Scoundrel. So he's playing with Firebender's Ascension. That's interesting. Four mana to work with. Ooh, Earthbender's Ascension. I actually really like that one. You know what? Let's start getting the Earthbender's Ascension popping off. Earthbend this guy. Find a land. Counts as a land entering. And then we'll play this land right here. And we'll go ahead and crack it right away. And do we attack with Toph? I think we do. Start putting some pressure on the opponent. Opponent would need to double block, so you would lose your token and the Charming Scoundrel. Opponent doesn't want to lose those creatures, so 2, 4. He has 5 mana, 6 mana to work with because of the treasure token and the Leyline Weaver tapping for mana. If he goes to attack steps, then the soldier boy, googly eye soldier. Opponent adds some mana. I think I'll take out that token right about now. Opponent looking to remove our Toph. Yeah, Lightning Helix. Oh, he gained 3 life for that. That's unfortunate. All right, let's maybe look to get down Innkeeper's Talent. Oh, we found another Dragon Sniper. That you absolutely love to see. Yeah, we'll do it like this. We'll get down the Raucous Audience. And then we can get down the Innkeeper's Talent. Go ahead and put a nice little +1 on the Raucous Audience so we can at least block the Charming Scoundrel now. And then next turn we get down Suki and we'll level up the Innkeeper's Talent. Opponent doesn't attack. Bristly Bill, also really nice draw. But yeah, for now we go with Suki. And could get down Bristly Bill, but no, I think leveling this one up maybe a little bit more important. Oh, and now we actually do have 2 mana, so we could, whenever you attack, I don't think we need to attack right now. Nah, you know what? I mean, yeah, let's just level this one up then. And then we'll put a counter on Suki, so she goes to 5 toughness. And then we are free to attack with the Dragon Sniper. Does get a +1 in trample. Opponent does choose to block. So opponent more or less in top deck mode. I mean, so are we, but we can go ahead and level up our Hunter's Talent. Board 1 right now, pretty nice. Just hope the opponent doesn't have a Day of Judgment. That would be pretty sad. Okay, a token that's a copy. Okay, just to draw and discard. And opponent does have to sack that creature right away. Ooh, that is rough. I am worried about a board wipe, but I mean, this is going to be such a nice play right now with Bristly Bill into the crack land because we get to put a counter on the Raucous Audience, put a counter on Suki, and then we'll go ahead and crack this land right here. 2 more. So let's go ahead and pump our lands up. And then let's go ahead and level the talent up all the way. And I guess put a counter here. And then attack with everyone. We'll go ahead and give Suki trample and a nice +1 plus the token that she creates. So yeah, opponent, you're on the back foot a little tiny bit, down to 2. I don't see how you get out of this. Unless you have a board wipe, then of course we're both in top deck mode. Exalted as Sunborn. Yeah. Nice try, opponent. Interesting deck. I guess I'm looking to create double tokens with the Exalted Sunborn and this Molten Duplication. Interesting. Opponent might have needed the cheering crowd earlier as well, but yeah, our board state is awesome, and yeah, I'm actually really liking Suki, the Kyoshi warrior. She just gets so powerful, and it's so nice with these earthbending lands counting as creatures right now as well, because that also pumps Suki up. The two talents that we have are great. Earthbender's Ascension. This is essentially just Bristly Bill. Whenever a land enters, put a +1, and then that creature gains trample. Let's go, GG. All right, guys, opponent gets to go first, but I mean, turn 2 Bristly Bill into turn 3 Earthbender's Ascension. That will find us our 4th land for the Earth King. I can dig it. Even found a Toph along the way. That's pretty nice. Opponent is looking to be mono blue, so if we could find one of our Cavern of Souls, that would be quite nice. Bristly Bill probably eats a counter spell. Probably eats a counterspell. No, it's consult the star chart, so opponent's looking for an answer. And in mono blue, of course, you need to worry about Boomerang Basics, Into the Flood Maw, Desculpting Blast. Those are all targeted bounce spells. And then, of course, when they work their way up to 4 mana, they have Aetherize. But all of a sudden, we see that they are an Azorius gamer, so... And there it is, Into the Flood Maw. I think in that case, we go with Toph. Get to Earthbend. And then next turn, I think it's still Bristly Bill. Maybe if we find a land drop, though, we could go with the Earth King. But we also need to worry that the opponent might have a board wipe. They have Judgment, of course. They do need 2 white pips for that, though. Miss a land drop, which is unfortunate, so we only have 3 mana to work with. I think we try Earthbender's Ascension. That one can at least find us a land. That one does hit, so we get to Earthbend 2 again, so we'll actually pump Toph's power up. Toph power. Opponent has Get Lost. That is unfortunate. I think we still get to Earthbend, though, and we still get to find the land, so that I'm actually really happy with. So smack in for 4. And I think we just try and get down another Earthbender's Ascension, if I'm being honest. Opponent has a Ride's End to get rid of Toph. That is unfortunate. Do hit the land drop, so now let's think about sequencing a little bit. I think we can go Bristly Bill. And then we can play a land. You know, I think it's probably worth it to attack in right now. We could fully tap out to play Earthbender's Ascension, but opponent does have 2 mana available, so I think we'll go ahead and burn one of these map tokens. Little elf on top, I think we can do better than that. But let's just go ahead and punch in for 6 damage. Opponent is down to 10. This is 8 damage. Opponent did find the second white source, so yeah, there's a Day of Judgment. Ultima's also actually extra rough for us because our lands don't get to come back, so that actually really sucks. So opponent actually destroyed 2 of our lands. Luckily, we had another Earthbender's Ascension. And let's see, I hope we can find a land drop. Because then we could get down the Earth King. Aye. I mean, I guess we'll try it. Probably eats a counterspell, though. We really need to find one of our Cavern of Souls. But opponent is also running out of gas a little tiny bit as well. 3 cards in hand. And the Earth King does hit the battlefield. We get to create Bosco the Bear. Opponent could definitely have another Ride's End or a Get Lost. We know they have Into the Flood Maw, so... Yeah, that Ultima was actually really unfortunate that it destroys the lands and just kind of ends the turn. That's why they're in the graveyard. Come on, opponent. Ooh, might be looking to draw a card. That does seem a little bit desperate from me. Trying to look for an answer. We do have to discard. They do have Aetherize. We called it earlier. So dropping one of those off, a little bit strange. And there still is a stick from the opponent, so he has a bounce spell. I would imagine it's probably an Into the Floodmaw. I'm so surprised he bounced the Earthbender's Ascension, because that can just find us a land. I mean, he's gifting us a fish right now, so he's going to wipe the board again. But this land does get to return. And do you have a 2-mana counter spell? It'll quench you. I guess No More Lies also does cost 3 mana, so... I mean, we'll try it. It could definitely be a No More Lies. We have to pay 3, which we cannot do. It's just a negate. That's okay, though. We can get down the Raucous Audience. An opponent just has 1 card in hand. So they're kind of in top deck mode. We do know that they play Consult the Star Charts. So that can definitely look for some answers for them. Authority of the Consuls. That will gain them some life. That will gain them some life. But I think we go with the Earth King. And I mean, that's 6 damage on board then. So then that's a 2-turn clock, even with the double life gain. So... opponent does nothing. That you love to see. And yeah, we'll just go with the Earth King. Could be a counter spell. I mean, if it is it'll quench you. We don't have the 2 anymore. So, no counter spell. Opponent does gain 2 life. 1 from the Earth King, and another 1 from the Bosco the Bear. And I think we'll just punch in. Even though we do have 3 mana. So we could have gotten down Hunter's Talent. Is that worth it, though? Yeah, at the beginning of your end step, I think we want to actually get down the Hunter's Talent, because if we could level it up, then when we have a creature with power 4 toughness, we'll get to draw a card, which is, of course, something that you need to compete with mono blue or Azorius gamers. They usually can, you know, constrict the life out of you and then just have better card advantage. So I think card advantage for us will be pretty good. Unfortunately, this costs 2 mana to level it up, so I think we'll just hold for right now, keep these creatures in our hand. Opponent dropped off a land, another authority. So again, just 1 card in hand. 4, 5. Another Earth King. We're just going to level this one up. And I think we'll just level it up all the way. Again, he's at 12 with these 2. That's 6 damage, so that's a 2-turn clock, so we don't need to attack with the Raucous Audience. Opponent could be sitting on a Ride's End, though. So, put a +1 on the Earth King. Diversify our power, of course. Oh, and opponent's, I think, looking to draw again. So, he's getting a little bit desperate. Has to drop off a card as well. It is just a plains. We get to find a land, which is really nice. So opponent's down to 5. And we get to draw a card. So we have lethal on board. Ooh, opponent goes for a stock up. He needs a land and then a Day of Judgment. That would be 4 mana. He does get to put 2 cards in hand. He hasn't played a land for turn. So it needs to be an untapped land into a Day of Judgment. Yes, technically he could find 2 bounce spells. He could find 2 bounce spells. There's the land. Please don't be Day of Judgment. It could also be Aetherize. 4 mana Aetherize. That does exist. This opponent is also taking forever, which is honestly kind of annoying. I mean, you have just 2 cards in hand. You either have a play or you don't. Man, we're missing our land drops. That absolutely sucks. I think we just attack with Bosco the Bear. He probably gets hit with the Aetherize. Put a counter on this guy. And we do get to search for a land. It's just a get lost. So again, opponent has just one card in hand. And then we'll just crack both of these right away. Go ahead and see what's on top. Toph, the Blind Bandit, equal to the number of lands. Think we can do better than Toph. Opponent is down to 5 though. And Toph does get to Earthbend. I think Toph actually is a pretty good keep on top. Because that's 4 damage. And then when we attack, we get the +1. So Toph also represents lethal, even though he does gain 2 life from that. Stock up. So again, kind of desperate, but I mean, he's looking so many cards deep now. He probably finds a land into Ultima or just the natural Day of Judgment. Aye. Playing against these type of decks is one of my least favorite things to do on Arena. They just take so long. They don't really do anything. Oh, come on, opponent. This is Earth Rumble 6. Supposed to be high action, high octane. Supposed to get the crowd going crazy. And you're just having us sleep in here. We'll actually hit him with the sleepy face. Aye. Let's hope he didn't find his answer and it's the salty rope from the player. It's not. He takes 2 cards. And it's the Day of Judgment. Opponent has so many answers, though. It could definitely be an Aetherize. Oh. I mean, I really don't want him gaining 2 life, so I think we just attack with the Earth King. Get to put a +1 on him. I'm just scared of attacking with everyone, and I don't want to deploy too many creatures because the Authority of the Consuls is actually pretty annoying as well. And of course, we don't want to overcommit either because we do know that he's playing with some board wipes. So, I mean, yeah. Consult the star charts. He does kick it, so he's looking for a get lost. I mean, I really don't think there's any correct play for us except attacking with just 1 creature. I know we could attack with both these, and that is lethal, but yeah, then he just hits us with the Aetherize or an Into the Floodmaw. How is this guy trying to win, though? He is halfway through his deck. If we could find Bossing Say, that would actually be huge. All right, I think we do go with Toph right now. An opponent does gain 2 life for that. All right, and then we'll put 1 counter here. Oh, it's just a land, which we haven't played a land for turn. I think we keep the crack land. And let's just go ahead and put another counter on the land. Yes, Innkeeper's Talent is actually a really nice draw, so I think we'll just go ahead and end the turn. I think we'll just go ahead and end the turn, and Innkeeper's Talent, opponent actually needs to counter that. I mean, we know he plays with Negate, so there's Day of Judgment. We do get this land back, though. Honestly, I think we just crack Fabled Passage. I mean, I think we're down 2 Earthbender's Ascensions. Yeah, and I think we only played 2 of them, so the only creature who gets counters from landfall is Bristly Bill. Ooh, we're nearly out of basic lands as well. So, I mean, yeah, let's try it. Here comes Innkeeper's Talent. Opponent could definitely have a Negate, which he doesn't. So then let's just get down the Earth King. All right, he's down 2 Day of Judgments and 1 Ultima. Oh, there's 3 steps ahead, so he counters that. Okay, so we can go with, I guess, the little elf and the dragon sniper. Could also level up the talent, but we can do that next turn. So let's get down the dragon sniper, and I know he just gained 4 life for that. Man, these Authority of the Consuls so annoying. We can put a counter on the Dragon Sniper. Opponent with 1 card in hand, plus card draw for turn. One of them's a land. Ooh, consult the star charts. Aye. Dude, this is a sleep fest of a game, man. A snooze fest is what it is. Again, I don't know what this guy's win con is. If it's just to try and annoy you, I will just sit here and just have you mill yourself out then. Even though we've drawn quite a few cards as well. Opponent did kick it. It gets to look 8 cards deep. I mean, you should definitely find the answer that you're looking for. How many get loss have we seen? 1, 2... I think we've seen 3, right? Yeah, we've seen 3 get lost. There's a stock up. Our opponent has just 1 card. That's not an Aetherize. It could definitely be an Into the Flood Maw, but if we level up the Innkeeper's talent, then he at least can't target our creatures. And we'll be able to put a lot of counters on our creatures, actually, because we're going to level up the Innkeeper's talent all the way, so we get to put 2 counters on the Elf. All of them will have Ward 1, and then when we attack with the Hunter's Talent, well, we're going to level this one up all the way first. No stick from the opponent. And then we will get down Hunter's Talent. Unfortunately, we can't level it up right away, because I think attacking with these creatures is a little bit more important. Oh, this is only 1 creature gets +1? That's unfortunate. But still, that's 6 damage, end the turn. Opponent definitely has a board wipe. They went with a Consult the Star Charts and a Stock Up. There it is. Day of Judgment number 3, I believe it was. 1, 2... 3. Yeah, we've seen 3 Day of Judgments. Let's go with Mr. Bill. Opponent also has 3 steps ahead, so he could definitely counter this one. Opponent does gain 2 life for that. And we will just level this one up. We'll actually level this one up all the way. We have the 4 mana to pay for it. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if this is a game I should include for you or not, because I always find it so boring sitting through these type of games whenever I watch a YouTuber play a game. And again, I don't know what our opponent's win condition is. He might honestly be someone who just tries to annoy you with counter spells and kill spells. So yeah, we'll level that one up. We still know he has Ride's End. Definitely has Aetherize. He only has 1 more Get Lost, so hopefully he doesn't really have a way of dealing with our enchantments too much. Bristly Bill is now at 4 toughness, so we do get a double card draw right now, thanks to the Hunter's Talent. So we can actually at least keep up with his card draw engine. There's the Boulder. Opponent actually has to... He'll just have to remove our creature just turn after turn. And I mean, eventually you'll run out of... Okay, let's count these. We've seen 1, 2 Consult the Star Charts, 2 Stock Ups, 3 Stock Ups, and 3 Consult the Star Charts. So he has 1 more Consult the Star Charts, 1 more Stock Up, 1 more Day of Judgment. I mean, if we assume he's playing 4 copies of Ultima, then that's still 3 copies of Ultima. There it is. But again, oh, nice. This one we're going to name Human, so we actually don't need to worry about counter spells anymore. And here comes the Boulder. You can't counter this one, so if this is a 3 steps ahead, you can only use it to draw a card. And... do we get... I think we get down 1 more creature. just in case he has a bounce spell. He has used quite a few of his board wipes. So we'll get down the Dragon Sniper. The opponent just gained 4 life that turn, which, I mean, you hate to see that, but... Innkeeper's Talent. Going to put some counters on the Dragon Sniper. And we'll just go ahead and end the turn. We get a double card draw. We get a double card draw. It's just a Toph. Toph is actually pretty nice because she can Earthbend for us. So then that will also bring an extra creature onto the battlefield. And again, all of these are humans except for Mr. Bill. I think we can get the opponent, guys. And yeah, I'm sorry that this is such a snooze fest. But yeah, I don't know what this guy's win con is except trying to annoy you, which, I mean, if that's how you play Magic, like I said earlier, it's my least favorite thing to play against. I think it's probably everyone's least favorite thing to play against. And now we might be getting the salty rope because I think he maybe eventually ran out of gas. Hopefully he's just sitting on 2 lands. I mean, this land right here, though, I don't want to highlight it in case you forgot about it. Of course, he just has another Ultima. That's the 3rd one of those that we've seen, though, right? Yeah. Well, that land has Vigilance, so let's get this land down. We do get to scry 1. Oh, another Innkeeper's Talent. Let's absolutely go. And then we can go with Toph. Can't be countered. So he's down 3 Ultimas and he's down 3 Day of Judgments. We'll go ahead and promote this land because it does have Vigilance. And you know what? Toph's power is equal to the number of counters on our lands. So do you get down Suki? She could be countered right now. Let's just end the turn. And with our Innkeeper's Talent, I mean, I don't think the ward is really too important. Opponent has so many lands that he can definitely pay for it. I think it's definitely worth it to put the counters, even though he is looking to draw with the land. So I think the opponent is getting pretty desperate. Let's say draw and discard. And he does have No More Lies, but he chooses to get rid of it. So I think what we'll do, I think we will just go with the Dragon Sniper. And we'll go with Suki. We'll just try and create a pretty wide board state. I know we might be overcommitting a little bit because he probably has Aetherize. But with the Innkeeper's Talent, let's go ahead and put some counters on the Arena. And we get to punch in for 6. Get to grow it by 2 more. All right. 8 damage, so opponent's down to 9. We'll go ahead and end the turn. We get a double card draw right there. And yes, Innkeeper's Talent is amazing. All right, he still definitely has Aetherize. But I think we can just attack with 1 creature. We can just attack with Toph. We'll pump her up to 9 power. And then we can attack with Toph. If he does bounce it with either Into the Floodmaw or Aetherize, we can just redeploy Toph because she does transform one of our lands into a creature. So that's 2 creatures on the battlefield. And, I mean, opponent is getting pretty desperate. Drawing with that card right there, you love to see it. Opponent down to 21 cards in library. I think we might actually deck out first, but I think we'll get the opponent. He only has 1 more Day of Judgment and 1 more Ultima if he is running 4 copies of each. If he is running 4 copies of each, he drops off a land. Does use a timeout. All right, I'm going to hit him with the other sleepy face. This is getting ridiculous. This is getting ridiculous, guys. I mean, I think he should remove the Earthland because then Toph actually goes down to 0 power. And I actually don't want to attack with Suki because of Authority of the Consuls. But yeah, like I said, it is Ride's End. He does have to pay the Ward 1, so opponent is all tapped out. Let's absolutely go. We do get to scry 1. Dragon Sniper, we can go ahead and ship him back. Let's absolutely go. I cannot believe it. We're going to hit him with the Secret Tunnel. All right, opponent. Bristly build to gain 2 life, but then we have a land hitting the battlefield. Opponent gains 2 more life from Suki. That's fine. We'll go with Ba Sing Se. We'll put a counter on the Dragon Sniper. I will go ahead and Earthbend because now Toph will get some extra power. We'll go ahead and play Innkeeper's Talent, and we'll just level it up once. Oh no, why did it tap that land? Oh, because we need green. Yikes, that's my bad, but I mean, we have more than 11 damage coming at the opponent. He is gaining 2 life, so he's going up to 6 plus 3. He is gaining 2, so he's going up to 13, but we got him because that's 13 damage right there with the Dragon Sniper on top. Guys, has there ever been a better time in all of my videos than this time right now? Dude, keep your backhand strong. Bap. Get this trash out of my face. GG. All right, guys, we get to go first. Yikes. Land situation, honestly, a little tiny bit concerning because we have... Oh, we do have a forest. Nice. Let's go. Let's go. I was going to say we could use Cavern of Souls and name Druid because Llanowar Elf and Bristly Bill are both Druids as well. So yeah, we'll see what the opponent's playing. And we do see an island, so... Boomerang Basics. It is indeed the... Is it deck, most likely? I still think we go ahead and name Human with this. We go ahead and name Human, and then we can get down the little elf, redeploy that one, and then go with the Dragon Sniper. And then next turn, look to get down Bristly Bill. But now, I mean, opponent could have a counter spell. It'll quench it. You need to spend 2 extra mana to cast it. So I think I will go with the forest right now, just so I have 2 mana to pay for a potential counter spell. I know, sequencing wise, it would be a lot nicer to play Bristly Bill and then drop the land. And yeah, opponent's definitely not the Izzet deck. It looks to be a Dimir gamer. And see, he does have It'll Quench It, so we can pay the 2. So I think this was definitely worth it. Get a counterspell out of the opponent's hand. And we had our Bristly Bill hit the battlefield. So that I can get behind. Opponent goes with a Stalk Up. I hope he's not playing a Mass Board Wipe like Deadly Cover Up. So I guess what we want to do, I think we'll go ahead and save our creatures right now. We'll go ahead and get down the Innkeeper's Talent. We will go ahead and level it up right away. And then we'll go ahead and drop the Fabled Passage. We can put a +1 on the Dragon Sniper, just so he has Ward 1. And then we'll go ahead and crack the Fabled Passage. Go ahead and find a forest, and we'll put a counter on Mr. Bill. We'll put a counter on the Dragon Sniper and punch in for 6. And then we can go ahead and end the turn. So I know opponent definitely... Well, that is a tap land. 2 mana kill spell. Definitely still can pay for the Ward 1, but he would be all tapped out, which is really nice. We find another Fabled Passage. So I think we just go ahead and play that one. We'll put a counter on the Elf. And then for sure, you guys already know... Oh, I should have maybe leveled this talent up first. That's my bad. I should have definitely leveled the talent up first. We'll put a counter on the Dragon Sniper. And instead of leveling this one up, I think we can double all the counters with Bristly Bill. We'll put a counter on the Elf. So 7. This is 10 damage. We'll go ahead and punch in. And since the opponent's not doing anything, we'll go ahead and double all the counters on all of our creatures. And I think that's GG. Opponent could have a bounce spell, but no, there's nothing. Let's absolutely go. So yeah, I got it done with kind of just the traditional mono green beatdown, but I think the way that we played it in the early game, I think that was correct. Yeah, I think the way we played it was correct. Was able to pay for the counter spell, which we knew he had. And yeah, just a little bit of extra ward. I think that is coming in handy. So yeah, GG. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to Earth Rumble 6. The show's over, unfortunately, and I know we didn't get too many games today. I believe it's just 5 games, because we did play against that Azorius gamer that I think sucked the joy out of life like a Dementor from Harry Potter. But we hit them with the Expecto Patronum, Earth Rumble 6. We came out on top. That game lasted so long that's why we only have 5 games for you guys today. But this was a really fun deck, and I think what's awesome, I think every single card got showcased today. I love when that happens in a deck. Just because we don't have too many copies of the Legend of Kyoshi, but we did see her in the one game, being able to draw 5 cards. That's just such a great ability. Then chapter 2, you get to Earthbend X, where X is the number of cards in your hand. So we drew 5 cards. And then before chapter 2 pops off, you actually get to draw as your first main stage or main phase action you draw. So we had 6 lands in hand. So then we could Earthbend 6. And then that land becomes an island in addition to its other types. That flavor text is right on point. And then eventually we flipped Avatar Kyoshi, but I think we had already won at that point. We saw Suki, the Kyoshi warrior, in a few of the games as well. And I think I said in the deck intro, she reminds me a little tiny bit of Adeline. That is also a creature with 4 toughness, I believe. Adeline, of course, has vigilance, which is really nice. But Suki, we were able to get her to be really strong as well. We saw the Boulder in 1 or 2 of the games. I think we saw the Earth King in 1 or 2 of the games as well, creating Bosco the Bear. Toph came in clutch. Earthbender's Ascension, I love this card. When you can get a 4th quest counter on it, it basically becomes Bristly Bill. Whenever a land enters, put a +1 on any creature you control. That's really nice. That creature gains trample until the end of the turn. That's really good. Bristly Bill, you guys know this guy. The Raucous Audience, nice little mana dork. And then more often than not, you are pretty easily able to get a creature with power 4 or greater, so then it taps to add 2 mana, which is really nice. Llanowar Elf needs no introduction. And then the XXX Dragon Sniper XXX pairs so nicely with the fight spell that we have, Hunter's Talent. When it enters, have a creature actually not fight. It deals damage equal to its power. Dragon Sniper deals the death touch damage as well, so you can take out any creature on the board with that combo, which is so nice. Leveling it up to chapter 2 is pretty nice as well. I think I said in the deck intro, all attacking creatures get +1/+1. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It says whenever you attack, target attacking creature, so it's just one of your attacking creatures gets +1, +0. But it also gains trample until the end of the turn, so Hunter's Talent in combination with the Earthbender's Ascension, when you do have it fully unlocked, you can give 2 of your creatures trample, which is really nice. Innkeeper's Talent, another really nice way of just distributing some counters every single turn. And I think that's it, right? That's all the creatures. I think we even turned the Rumble Arena into a creature in 1 or 2 of the games as well. So yeah, overall, this deck was a lot of fun. It reminds me so much of that one episode. I think it's literally called The Blind Bandit, from Avatar, The Last Airbender. That's where you first get introduced to the Boulder. Such a funny character. You also meet Toph for the first time as well, who's my favorite my favorite character from the show. So yeah, I had a lot of fun putting this deck together. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I will say though, it's definitely not the most competitive deck out there. If we look at our 4 mana slot, the Boulder for 4 mana, you get a 4/4. You know, stat-wise, that's fine. And unfortunately, he has to attack. So you need to wait a whole turn, and then you can attack with him. And then you can Earthbend X, where X is the number of creatures you control with power 4 or greater. Let's assume that you play the Boulder on turn 4. Maybe you don't have a Toph. And yeah, you just have Bristly Bill, maybe the Raucous Audience, maybe you got down another talent. Then on turn 5, when you go to attack, if you don't have another creature and you haven't pumped them up in any way, then you're only Earthbending for 1. So you put a single +1/+1 counter on 1 land. It's really not the best. And same with the Earth King. This one I think is a little bit better because overall you get 6 power on the battlefield right away because the Earth King, even though he's just 2/2 power himself, he does create Bosco the bear, is really what that bear's name should be, who's a 4/4. So that is at least 6 power on the board. And then the next turn when you go to attack, at least you'll have Bosco the bear, so then you can go and find one basic land. But still, even same with Suki, equal to the number of creatures you control. She might be a 4/4 on the turn that you cast her if you have a Bristly Bill and a Llanowar Elf and yeah, maybe a Toph. But then even then, she's just 4 power right away. In the 4 mana slot, you know the creature who is just so much better? I think if we type in Hour and we look just for green, Hour. I think that's how it starts. This creature for 4 mana or a board is just, I don't want to say infinitely better than all of these creatures right here, but in the 4 mana slot, if you want to make this deck a little bit more competitive, you probably do want to go with Ouroboros, just because you might be able to play it on turn 3 if you do have a Llanowar Elf, or you get the Raucous Audience down on turn 1 or turn 2 into a 3rd land drop. I do know that you can play these guys on turn 3 then as well, potentially, but I mean, the turn 3 Ouroboros that would pump up your Llanowar Elf or your Raucous Audience, or maybe both of those, or maybe the Llanowar Elf and Bristly Bill, or the Dragon Sniper and the Raucous Audience. That's Ouroboros putting 2 counters on these 2 creatures plus himself right away. That's just so much better than what any of these 4 mana creatures do right away. So I didn't want to include Ouroboros because everyone's playing it nowadays. But if you guys did enjoy this deck and you want to make it a little bit more competitive yourself, then definitely go up a few copies of Ouroboros. But yeah, other than that, yeah, like I said, every single card got showcased. All of these cards, I think, pulled their weight in at least the deck that we crafted today, and it was honestly a lot of fun. I liked every single card we played with, and yeah, I've been rambling long enough, so if you guys made it this far into the video, especially after that Azorius game, then huge shout out to you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful winter holiday. If you did make it this far in the video, please consider subscribing. It does help me out tremendously, and I'm just going to end it like the Boulder always ends it. I love you guys. Peace out.